You don't need all this stuff. Why? We put new time. Oh, great goodness. I'm sorry. Every time I turn around, freaking YouTube is adding something new to freaking the live streams. I hate it, man. Just leave it the freak alone. Stop changing stuff on it. All right, people. We just had this conversation yesterday, did we not? We had the conversation yesterday about this Joker minding his own business and staying in his own backyard. And here he is again, texting my phone, crying. James been crying all day. He must. Anytime we get hit like this, from him constantly bombarding our accounts with him crying and whining all day, this means he got hit pretty hard. It means that people are questioning his products. It means he's having a hard time selling his products. It means people are asking for returns and their money back. This is what this means, because usually we get this when we review his products. People don't want them. So this kind of reaction we're getting from him clearly says he's getting a lot of heat. He's getting a lot of heat from his family, his wife, kids, whatever's going on over there. It ain't good, because we can tell by the way he's reacting. Jamie, this is where it's going to be short and quick because I got some things to do today, but this is where I embarrass you again. It's called a garage apartment. They've been doing this for quite a long time. If you go to Wikipedia, it's right there. It basically states what it is. People have been turning garages into living rooms. They've been turning them to second guest bedrooms. They've been turning them to just anything you can name. And yes, you can make them livable. As a matter of fact, I looked up everything under the codes on exactly what I could do and what I can't do. I educate myself. Unlike you, you do not crack books. You basically just say things out of your mouth with nothing to back them whatsoever, and you come up looking like an idiot. You got a cell phone right in your hand with vast amounts of information, and common sense didn't tell you to Google this at the end of the day. Yeah, it's called a garage apartment. It's even on Wikipedia. It explains exactly what it is. And people have been doing this long before I was on this earth. People have been turning their garages into guest rooms and little family rooms and apartments or she sheds or whatever. That's what they've been turning them into. And they've been doing this for years. The only difference between now and then is the technology we have now to live in compact areas, because the tiny homes are all the rage. That now that companies are now engineering smaller and more easier things to turn these little homes into more like luxury homes, because they see there's money invested in this. Again, you're not a very smart person. This is why I got to come out here and embarrass you. So this is the text we've received from Jamie, one of his fake numbers. Jamie has multiple fake numbers. This is one of them right here. I told you Jamie doesn't know better. He knows better, but he's like a little child at the end of the day. This is how he acts. Now, maybe your mind doesn't have the capability to do what I do at the end of the day. Is because, again, you don't have to be super intelligent. You just have to have some common sense. And common sense is something you don't have. It's kind of like the equivalent of trying to watch somebody hold water in a Dixie cup that's riddled with pencil holes. You have that kind of intelligent level. You can only think a certain level. You can't go beyond outside the box, because, you got this barrier that pretty much traps you in, because you're naysayer. You don't have that capability. Now, I've told you before that I was going to try to show you some leniency and not contact license inspection about your environment, but now they're going to be contacted today. I'm going to reach out to them, explain to the situation that you are making a chemical substance in an apartment complex, and you do have an LLC tied to the establishment, which means now you're going to be in a lot of trouble now. You also are operating a 3D printing machine. This is a machine, again, that's extremely toxic. On top of that, consider the mountains of spray paints and aerosol cans you have littered throughout the apartment. In this place, we have one cat of 300, and I've counted it yesterday, 18 to 18 feet, 330 something, 34 feet, 24 feet at the most. One cat. You have two cats, two dogs, and you have somewhere around 4 people living in a place that was designed for 2 cats or 2 dogs or 2 people. And that apartment is not designed for that capacity of that many people to begin with. Consider the fact that all the stuff that you have accumulated down through time, which is packed in all the different corners of that place, is considered to be a potential fire hazard, including the chemicals that you already have embedded in that place. So yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. If I go reach out and make a phone call, you're outdoors, buddy. You're outdoor on a number of reasons. Number one, again, you violated your lease multiple times because you have committed criminal activities in your apartment. So I don't have time to go back and forth with you on this. I know you're mad and you're upset, but look, buddy, at the end of the day, you brought all this on yourself. You have no one to blame but yourself. But next time you want to make a statement on my phone by saying that, what is this? Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Let me see. No one chooses. He says right here, he says, no one chooses. Dumb blank. Who would ever choose to live in a garage instead of a home, you idiot? That's interesting. Let's educate Jamie because Jamie is not a very smart person. So, right here on Wikipedia, right there, information page, they're called garage apartments. That's what it's called, Jamie. And we have to educate you because you're not very smart. So this is where people actually turn these into apartments. It's called a garage apartment. Now, if you go over here and keep in mind, under a garage apartment, as long as you don't add anything extending the building. So that means if you add another compartment to it, then you're going to have to get permission to do so. Just like if you get a house and you add a deck to it, it's the same scenario. You have to get permission to put a deck on the side of your house, which I think is kind of jacked up because you own it to begin with or you whatever. But you know how it works either way. So as long as you're not extending anything to it. Now, the deck that I'm building for it doesn't extend to the house. It's a collapsible deck. It folds up in the corner because I know the rules and regulations behind that. That's why the deck is designed to be pushed up and folded and put to the side of the building because it's not considered to be attached to the building. This guy knows nothing at all. He does not crack books at all. Let me show you this right here. Since I'm the only one doing this. Garage apartments. So, these right here, Jamie, so you can basically learn something new today because you're not very smart. These are called garage apartments. They actually sell these units. Look at this. Some of these units go for around $10,000. Some go for under $1,000. These are blueprints on how to build your own garage apartment. There you go. You can look at this for yourself. Since we don't have the capability to crack books, I will educate you. And they turn these into homes. Now there's a whole slew of tiny home builders where they take Home Depot sheds and they convert these Home Depot sheds into luxury homes. Let's go over here and let's pull up images. I'm gonna look at a couple of these places right here. People have converted these garages. Now, these are some of the places that were converted into from garages into living quarters. They got blueprints that you can actually get, 3-car garage blueprints. See right here, look at this. I'm gonna show you something right here. This right here is a 3-car garage apartment. 3-car garage apartment. There is a blueprint. So I'm showing you how to convert a 3-car garage into a kitchen, your bathroom, all that right there. This shows you, again, you're not very smart, you're not intelligent, you don't crack books. At the end of the day, you just don't. You just say things off the top of your head, running your mouth because you think you know everything at the end of the day and you know actually nothing. I'm pretty sure you're one of those people who just speak for the sake of just hearing your voice. So these are blueprints on basically how to convert a 3-car garage into a living quarters, an apartment. Actually, I need a copy of the blueprints. That's actually a pretty good idea. Now, this one's way bigger than the one I have. One of my workspace is pretty big. This right here, at the bottom, garage apartment design ideas and pictures. That's the inside of what someone did to their garage. Tell me that's not sick. That's freaking amazing. So, for you to sit there and send me a message saying, oh, no one chooses to live in a garage. Yeah, people do choose to live in garages. Like people convert buses, people convert. I had a guy, this person who converted a trash dumpster into a home. People do make that choice. Just because you don't make that choice because you're afraid to do things, because, like, you know, have actual products that actually work. Yeah, people turn them into man caves. You know how much projection screen paint I have literally sold to people who converted garages into man caves, apartments, all kinds of stuff. Who have my projection screen sitting up there in the garage. That's why some make a bundle of money off the spot, because again, I can relate to those out there who have converted their garages into living quarters, into their man caves, whatever, because I actually have a screen in a garage operating in an environment. Yeah, James, you don't know anything. That's the problem. You don't know how to crack books at all, period. There you go. You can go look at this. I'll put the links up here. These are people who converted their garages. Ooh, man, that's a good one right there. That's really nice. They did a good job on that one. Look at this one right here. Private garage apartment. That's what they look like. Oh, I'm getting the same cabinet system right there for my kitchen. That same cabinet system for my kitchen. My kitchen's going to be more advanced than yours, Jamie. Do you know that? My kitchen's going to be high tech. Everything that I ordered for my kitchen would make your kitchen look like, ugh. This place will look better than yours. My screen size is going to be bigger than yours. My screen's 168 inch, 235.1. I'm building this place where I want to. I even have a Japanese pond coming in, a Japanese water fountain coming in that I'm designing. My place is going to be insane. And if you know the technology that I engineer and develop at the end of the day, and that's going to be incorporated in here, even my floors are going to have built-in speakers that will attach to my customized built-in sofa. Also, I was thinking about as I was sitting there, I would like to have a chair that swings over, like an arm that swings over, so that way I can have a table there when I eat and I can watch TV and whatever. So I'm building my own stuff. If you don't have, I've seen how you upgraded your apartment. What did you do? Take a piece of 4x8 back panel and stick that against your wall with some brick on it? Oh, please, come on. That's nothing. You don't have any building skills. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know nothing about water filtration systems and hydroelectric energy, solar power. You don't know anything about that at all, period. I don't think you have the common sense to put it together. Because for you to sit there and send a text message to me and say, oh, no one chooses to, apparently a lot of people have, because I'm not the only one. As a matter of fact, so many people did it. It ended up on a Wikipedia page, and they have a name for it. It's called a garage apartment. That's how dumb you are. I hate to embarrass people early in the morning, but they need it. He needs the embarrassment. He's an idiot. Anything else you need me to embarrass you on? Isn't this constantly what I do all day? I just embarrass this guy all day long. Look, man, stop worrying about my dwelling because you're obsessed with my life. As we can see, you're very obsessed with the things that I do. This is what you need to do, because all this in here has nothing to do with screen paint at all, period. You are obsessed with the things that I do, and it shows an unhealthy obsession you have with me. You need to concentrate on making your product, because we gave you 1 week. Make your stuff, because if not, I'm buying your stuff. We'll have it over here for testing. And you need to worry about this. This is what you need to worry about the most. See this letter right here? This is for the post office mail fraud. This is the third one. We're waiting to see if you mess up on that order so we can ship it up. But those other two, they're already shipped out and it's already done. I had to contact PayPal, get the tracking number, transaction, all your stuff had to be taken. You can write all that stuff down in the application. That letter has been mailed and done. So I can tell that when you reach out by cell phone and you start ranting and carrying on like that, we know from the door that this is hitting you hard. When we get multiple messages popping up our account, we notice it's hitting you hard because you're angry, you're upset, and this is how you act out. You don't go in and you don't basically try to make a better product to beat our product. You act out and lash out this way. I'm pretty sure you're on YouTube right now slandering my product as I speak. This is how you react. So I know you're getting hit with something pretty bad. So something's going on over there. It ain't working out for him too well. But I'm going to educate you today so you can learn. These are called garage apartments. Go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia has an entire information on them. And as I said before, with the garage apartment, as long as you don't add anything new to the existing structure, You don't. You can live in it. Well, actually, you can live in it for a couple of reasons. It has to be a livable dwelling area. When I moved in here, everything was already well structured in here, so pretty much drywall. It's a cakewalk in here because it's already done. Number two, you can't add anything existing to the structure itself. Like basically, like I said, like a house. If you get a house and it has no deck attached to it, and you build a deck to it, you can get in trouble for this. So if I build a deck attached to this building, I can get in trouble for it. But the deck that I'm building can separate and fold in half. It's a portable deck that I'm designing. So that means it has no attachment to the house. See, I do my homework. That's what I do. That's why I know so much about projection screens and screen paints and stuff like that. That guy talks about venue projectors. He couldn't even tell you what venue projectors are. He couldn't explain to you the theory and how venue projectors work. He probably doesn't know the difference between an LX and an LW Chrissy projector. He doesn't know the difference between the bridges, none of that stuff. He can't tell you that stuff because he doesn't educate himself. He just picks up random words and say it, much like a 3-year-old. Anyway, let's go through, let me see. Oh, I look through here all the time. I'm always looking for good ideas. They did a drop ceiling in here, but I'm definitely not doing a drop ceiling. My goodness. This guy's not smart at all. As a matter of fact, garage apartments have been going around maybe since the 60s, because there are some people that showed their Aston Martins, their Ferraris, their sports cars in the garage in their luxury setting that they have with their car. They love their car so much that they live with their car. You've seen people like that too, actually live with their cars. So I think that probably could have sparked a lot of it too. Oh man, that's gorgeous. That's really nice. I was trying to figure exactly where my size comes in at, because mine's not a double. It's not a double, but you can park 2 cars in here. It would be considered to be a double, but under the size, it's not. So let me show you something interesting. This is what I also found quite interesting. Let's go to people who converted school buses into homes. So we can help you out, Jamie, because you don't know things. At the end of the day, you need help. So these are people who went in and converted a school bus into a home. Of course, I'm pretty sure they have naysayers like Jamie in their comment section saying, who the freak would choose to live in a school bus? All these people did. They converted a school bus into a luxury home. Well, you believe that this right here is the actual inside of a school bus. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing? I love people like this. I love people who do not get bothered by other people at the end of the day, and they build their dreams at the end of the day. That's the school bus. Let's check out something here. Let's check out people who live in a water tower. Yes, there are people who have converted water towers into homes. Check this out. Converting a water tower into a luxury home. So this is how it started off, and that's how it looks now. Yeah, a water tower. That right there sounds extremely interesting. Zombie apocalypse, that would be fantastic. But how the frick are you going up and down? It's got to be an elevator. There's no way in the world you're climbing that many stairs. That's a lot of stairs. Oh man, that's a real nice one. Of course, your walls are always round. My thing, I was looking at this, I was like, man, if I ever went down this road, like how in the world would you, see there's the kitchen and all that, how would you put the screen in? I would have to build a special bracket system that to come out to square it off. Or just put a curved screen in. Oh, wait, that's even better. Just stick a curved screen in. So yeah, people have converted water towers into homes. Oh, check this out. I've got crazy stuff. Shipping containers. Hey, Jamie, do you know those things that they stick on top of freights for transporting cars and goods and stuff in and out of the United States? Do you know they turn those into homes too? All right. No one would ever choose to live inside of a shipping container. Shipping container homes. There you go. These are called shipping containers homes. Jamie, in case you haven't educated yourself today, let me explain something to you. People take these big, huge freight containers and they convert these into luxury homes. It's like building with Legos, and it's much cheaper. On top of that, it takes 6 months, depending on how big you're building your structure, to basically build one of these things. And they require very little building codes. Let's look at some of these cool ones they have here. Actually, I like this one right here. So, did these people, no one chooses to live in a shipping container. Let's see what they have over here. Wow, look at that right there. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Isn't that beautiful right there? People choose, Jamie, to live in whatever they want to live in. That's what they choose. Whatever makes the heart happy, that's where a person chooses to live. Just because you said a house, you don't even have a house. You live in an apartment, don't you? Let's see. You've been in an apartment since I've been living in a rented room. So let me get this straight. I moved out of a rented room, had 3 houses in different sizes. We had one that was detached, one with a deck. The biggest one we had was with a deck, huge backyard. And then I moved into a big apartment, much bigger than yours. And then I moved into a garage. So I know what it's like to basically live in these environments where you have never, ever lived inside of a house. You have been in that same apartment since I first started my business. Now, I've seen your videos. We just didn't know who you were. Like I said, at the time, we didn't even know who he was. We've seen little videos back and forth. That's basically about it. I say around the time I got the first house, we started seeing his videos around that time. But he wasn't there when we first started. But you mean to tell me I was in a rented room? Because it's funny, I don't see any memes about me being in a tiny little rented room when I first started out because we didn't know you. No one knew who you were. You weren't even on YouTube at the time. So how come you didn't make any jokes about that? Of course you didn't, because you weren't around. You can only make jokes about things about when I was existing. That's it. Oh, such a little crybaby. But these people right here are called shipping container homes. And because people started converting these things into shipping containers, companies went out and started reproducing these containers with already drywall and electrical work and wiring and all that stuff and plumbing. So all you would have to do is just buy the unit and you can just snap them together like Legos and everything just connects together. Because they've seen that if people are buying these, let's cash in on this. What do the inside of some of these places look like? The shipping container inside homes look amazing. Inside shipping container homes. Guess what else people choose to live in? Trees. Do you know people have tree houses? Yes, they do. I do a lot of research on a lot of stuff. This right here is a tiny shipping container home. Now, a shipping container, I think, is 9 feet wide. I got to get this specimen. It's about 9 feet wide. Do you see the length of room in here between this and the kitchen? And you see the length of room I have in here, between here and there. I got quite a lot of room in here to move around in. That right there is called a tiny home. I don't know. Mine doesn't register as a tiny home. It does. Because it has to be under so many square feet to do it. Register. These are called tiny homes. This is a huge crave that people are doing. Now, again, for the living quarters that you live in and the apartment complex you live in, you're overcrowded. You're past the capacity. You have 2 dogs. You have 2 cats. Am I correct on this? Or 3 cats and 2 dogs? Whatever it is way too much. You also have apartment that's extremely crowded because when you look in the videos, you can see stacks of clothing and boxes all piled up in corners. This is a potential fire hazard. You can't have piles of whatever in corners. You pretty much outgrown the apartment because you guys have been there forever. You have 2 kids and 2 adults living in this dwelling. So yeah, your place is packed. And keep in mind, each individual, you know how much stuff one person accumulates down through time? It's quite a lot. And imagine 4 of these people living in an apartment are probably roughly around, I'd say you're at 630 square feet in there at the most, because my place was around 930. So yeah, mind you, my apartment, when I came into the front door, had a hallway. I had to walk to the living room, not walk in the door, and the living room was waiting for me. I literally had to walk to the living room. I had to walk past the kitchen. My kitchen was bigger than yours. And then I had to walk into the next room, which was the living room, which was bigger than your apartment. My living room was 18 feet back. That's where my projector sat at. And my screen in my environment was at 159 inches, 1610. So my place was far bigger than yours. Then I had another larger room in the back that I barely ever used. It was my office space. Even my bathroom was bigger than yours. My building was built in the 1920s, so it's huge. So yeah, my apartment was far larger than yours. And it was just me and a cat in there. That's it. And even I consider that at the end of the day, It was just too much room for me. I wanted something compact and something small. I wanted a small living quarters. I wanted to take that leap. A friend of mine, like I said, she writes a book. She wrote a book on tiny living. And a lot of people want to do it, you know what I mean? And you know how much money you actually save when you have a tiny dwelling, how much money you keep to yourself. Yeah. On top of that, I know quite a bit about California's infrastructure, and California is not doing all that well. As a matter of fact, they have an extremely bad homeless population rate. There are people leaving the state constantly. Their prices are through the roof. Their taxes are through the roof. It's extremely expensive to live down there. Very few people are making it down there. It's sad. It's a shame, but it's happening to them. San Francisco's going through the same thing. It's going. Their state is declining. If you look it up, they got a very serious homeless issue. I don't know why they don't do a whole rehab for the homeless, get them into. But then again, you know what? It's not the people's fault. It's the people that run the country, the state. It's their fault because I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just saying things aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing because they should never be in that situation. And yes, the taxes in California have gotten so high and so bad that there are people and there are companies leaving California. Believe me, you can look it up right here. Companies that are leaving California. It's right there. You can look it up. I do the research. Companies that are getting up and leaving California, and it's at a staggering rate that they're leaving. They literally have blocks of stores that are not even open. They may, especially when you have anchor stores. Anchor stores they bring a lot of business in for the smaller businesses. That's why the anchor stores are really important. Like they have the Gap, Target, stuff like that. Those are the anchor stores. And when those go, that means the entire foundation starts to collapse. The reason why I got to research all this stuff, because say if I want to branch out and I want to basically open up a business in California, I need to know exactly what is going on in that environment before I invest that money. No, California's having a very serious problem. It's a massive decline. And it's been going on for quite some time. It's just actually increased. They got it on YouTube. Companies, businesses, they're leaving. I think Tesla left from there. So yeah, it's very expensive. The rent, everything is going through the roof. As a matter of fact, let me see. I think California pays the highest taxes at any other state. What state pays the highest taxes? Let me see what we have here. Make sure we're right on that. I don't like to say anything without basically making that statement. Let me see. How high is California's taxes?
According to CDTFA, SA.gov, the statewide tax rate is 7.25%.
Sheesh.
In most areas of California, local jurisdictions have added district taxes that increase the tax owed by a seller. Those district tax rates range from 0.10% to 1.00%.
That's extremely freaking high. 7.25%? Are you freaking kidding me? How high that is? That's very high. Yeah. Their taxes are through the freaking roof. It's just crazy. So it just shows you that people, and the reason why I make this statement, because California has gotten, it was always expensive before to begin with, but with the taxes and again, with a lot of these businesses leaving out of California, people are finding other ways to go in and find different ways of living. Because again, with COVID, when COVID hit, and a lot of these people got leniency for their yeah, I see somebody right now. That's something crying. He's still here crying. Dude, you got to stop. No, leave it in here. Leave it in here. I want him to cry while we're talking. Have him come and cry. With the taxes being so high and everything being so expensive, and a lot of people got breaks. They got breaks when COVID hit. They got a lot of delays on, a lot of people went through, but over in California they did. And now these landlords not only want their money that they lost, but they want all of it. And because of this, a lot of people are getting evictions. A lot of people are in debt. A lot of people are basically just trying to find other ways to live. This person at the end of the day, look, Jamie, you're not well educated. You send me text messages early in the morning. You don't have a life. I don't think you have a job anymore. Do you actually work? Do you actually have a job? Because who's texting me at 7 o'clock in the morning? Do you have a job? I don't think you do. So look over here, Jamie. I'm going to educate you. See right here? See where it says garage apartment? You go over to Wikipedia and you look at it over here, and it's called a garage apartment. People have been doing this long before I ever started doing it. Long before. But again, you're not a very educated person. Let's go over here and let's look up. Now, we saw the shipping container homes. People turn shipping container homes. Let's look at treehouse. Who would ever think of living in a tree? People who live in trees. Let's see. People live in trees. Oh, let's put it. Oh, we got to go back. We're going to tribals. Let's see. Luxury tree houses. So these right here are luxury tree houses. I actually watched a documentary on this. These are people who actually convert trees into luxury homes. Because, you know, some people have that like Peter Pan thing, you know what I mean? They want to do something different. They want to do something outside the box. And they think, well, yeah, I've been in a house. It's boring. I've done houses before. It's boring. I don't like doing houses. I don't like anything with walls because it doesn't allow me to be able to create and build the way I want to. So people go outside the box. And they build their own they build their own tree houses. This is a tree house with a swimming pool attached to it. I thought that was freaking sick right there. Tell me that's not amazing. I'm not paying you any mind, Jamie. We're not paying you any mind. We're going to let you rant because this is what you do best. Look at this over here. I think this is really freaking cool right here. Look at that. That is freaking sick. It's got that kind of Hobbit vibe to it. I think that's really cool. So this is what I spend my time doing, just looking at some of the crazy stuff that I see people convert. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some troll out there probably ranting about anybody on here talking about, oh, people don't choose to live in trees. Oh, yes, they do. There's luxury tree houses, everything, luxury shipping containers. People convert their garages into homes. It's called a garage apartment. Yes, they do all this. But you always have naysayers that are uneducated who do not crack books at the end of the day. They don't know this stuff. They don't know any better. They can't help it. That's what they do. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, let's look at extreme tiny homes. These things are crazy. These are people who live in spots way smaller than where I'm living in. Look at this. This is crazy. I like watching these right here. And yet people who do that. And who would choose? Who would choose to leave their home and convert into a tiny living quarter? Who would do that? Apparently a lot of people, because if you look at this, these are called the extreme tiny homes. I don't even qualify as an extreme tiny home because my place would be too big. So people convert these little areas like this. See little areas like this? They convert these little tiny areas into homes. Is that crazy or what? When I first saw this, someone sent me a link on this because, you know, I'm living in 1,600 square feet home. And I'm thinking, man, you would have to be crazy to be living at like 200 square feet. That's insane. And more and more I watch it like, wow. I mean, that's crazy. They converted this whole entire place from the ground up. I thought that was so freaking cool. Beautiful. Look at this one this is a tiny home. They got a loft at the top. I wish I could do a loft at the top in here. I can't do a loft at the top. My ceiling's not high enough for it. But they did a loft at the top. That is freaking cool. And mind you, these are people that are well-educated people, you know what I mean? And they just decide to do something different. They decided that they're paying out too much money. They're tired of paying for this. They're tired of paying for that. You're tired of it. This house, because it's on wheels, this person pays no taxes. He can go and park anywhere he wants to go. RV life. Yes, there are people who live in their RVs. It's called an RV life. Van life. There are people who live in their vans. There are people who live in their cars. It's not because they're forced to. It's because they choose to. This guy has a YouTube channel who basically shows you how he's going to school for something. I forgot what it's something crazy he's going to school for. But he has money. He just decided to live in his car and he started a YouTube channel. And I think it's quite fascinating. He took that leap and I'm pretty sure he gets the flack at the end of the day. And he gets out of his car, he goes to a gym, he washes up at the gym, he has a membership at the gym. They show you how to get a membership at the gym. Now, I'm not doing that here. I'm actually converting and designing my own stuff here. That's why I invested money into this filtration system and water harvesting, because this is something I want to study while I'm here. And this gives me an idea hands-on, because I can do this here. And when I actually get this, when I start leasing my land for next year, and I get my, I'm getting one of those Home Depot homes, and I start converting that, I have this information already embedded in my head because I did it already. So this is kind of like a practice platform for me to work on, you know, convert this place and I can move on to other things. But these right here, these are people who are very well-educated people, and they make extremely good money. And they have decided to leave their big home and to move into one of these small homes. I've talked to so many people at the end of the day. I've had this conversation, talking to other people, and you know, you'd be surprised on how many people want to do this, but they're just afraid to make that step. Because pretty much, you know, I mean, if you don't, one guy I met, he was a Lyft driver, and his home is his. He owns it. He's in it by himself. His wife has passed away. His kids are all in college, and he's thinking, I'm in this big home. Like, what am I paying for? What do I need? And I was telling him how I converted the garage. I'm converting the garage into living quarters. And he was like, you know, that is not a bad idea. That's a fantastic idea, because how much money I would save. Yeah, I can save a lot of money, a ton of money. A ton of money, you would. And people went about spending money that they don't want to spend. They really don't. You know how much your electric bill is in for a place like this? Or you won't have one because you're running that EcoFlow system. So, you know, you could buy these washers and dryers, that little portable units, because now companies are cashing in on this now. No more do they want the big bulky machines anymore. They want everything compact, everything small, everything that leaves less of a carbon footprint. You know, this is what they want now, because this is the new craze now. These tiny homes is the big rage. And a lot of these companies now are cashing in on this, even Amazon. And I can go to Amazon and I can literally buy everything that I need to construct this place, because companies are cashing in on this, man. And when I get a chance to basically get things organized much better with the other section of the company, because the company's going to pull in some serious money for us, I'm going to invest in this. I'm definitely going to put money in this. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going through my Robinhood stocks, and I'm looking for any companies that are basically involved in this, and I'm basically investing money into it. I'm throwing money into it because it's fantastic. The way things are going out with the economy, and again, buying a house now today, oh my goodness, it's a freaking nightmare. Even mortgaging a home is expensive. They keep rising the taxes. Everything is just going through the roof. And people, you get less for food. You ever go and buy food compared to here and then, you get nothing. I mean, you literally get nothing. I can spend 60, 70 bucks in food and it'd be next to nothing. You're getting nothing. That's what you're pretty much getting. And if people get tired of it, they grow their own food. People fish, people hunt, all that stuff. They're going back to the original, how things were done before everything is charged for more money, more money, more money, more. Everything has just gotten so crazy expensive. Gas is through the roof. It's crazy. And people now are just finding other sources to survive, and that's what they're doing. Now, these are people who have money. Some people have money, and they do it for the sake of, because they're just tired of spending money. Just because you have money don't mean you want to basically throw away money. Actually, rich people actually want to save more money. I mean, they make a lot of money, but they just want to save more than what they have to spend. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. And I'm talking to somebody who's actually converted a garage into a bar. Yeah, they converted a garage into a bar. There's so many things you could do with garages. It's unbelievable. But they've been doing that for years. Sound studios, whatever you want. People have been converting. Look at this right here. That's too small for me. I don't know how you would do that, but that's freaking insane. I still would like to try it. Look how tiny that home is. That is crazy. I would love to try that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Investments, people. You want to make more money? Honestly, this is where it's at. This is where the craze is at. You go out and you lease yourself some land. You drop a couple of them houses out there and let people get their feet wet first before they make that giant leap, because it is a massive leap, just to let you know. But this gives them an idea of what they're getting themselves into. They can sign some kind of lease. I don't know, it could be something like for 6 months or a couple months, so long enough time for them to be in there to get a grasp on what it's really all about before they take that huge leap. Because you're not going to keep your house. That's pointless. And keep this at the same time, because you're not saving money if you still have the house. The house is going to be the anchor attached to your foot, pulling you down. So before you make that giant leap, give people a chance to dip their feet in the water a little bit and see what it's like and go, all right, we can see ourselves doing this. And then they can make that massive leap. And that's where the money's at, people. Because you have no idea how booked you would be at the end of the day. So many people would be coming in to basically spend time at these little test grounds to see what it's like. I would spend the money. This right here, it caught my eye. I would love to spend 6 months in this spot right here just to see what it's like. Just to see what it's like. Just out of curiosity. I like, can I really live in there? It's pretty cool in a place that small. So yeah, go out there. I wouldn't suggest if you're claustrophobic, don't do this at all. But yeah, I would love that. If someone had spots like that for rent, yeah, I would definitely book one right away because I'm curious what it's like to be in a spot that small. Like, can I live in there? It's got to be pretty cool. And mind you, what's funny about this and what's interesting about this, the Japanese have been doing this. The Koreans have been doing this. Asian communities have been doing this for freaking years. They got these things called coffin apartments. You ever heard of these? These are pretty small. Some of those joints I can't watch. I got a little bit of claustrophobic, but they do trigger it off. But they got these things called coffin apartments, and or pod apartments. You might have seen them on Facebook called pods apartments. So we have over here. Let me show you right here. These are called Japan's coffin apartments. Yeah, it's a thing. It's right there. There's a guy who goes in, he walks through these apartments, he shows you how small they are. They're tiny capsule apartments. You have to remember, Japan is actually very heavily populated. And it's very heavily populated, so they have to figure out where people can live. I find it interesting because if you live within the inner city, right, the inner city is very crowded. But outside of Japan, it has vast amounts of farmland. I mean, it's endless. I mean, man, I mean, can you imagine it? I mean, what you could do out there? I wonder why they don't build outward instead of inward where the city's at. I don't know. But I don't know. I got to look into all that before I start speaking on it. But these are tiny capsule apartments. Look at these things.
Hi. You like Elvis Presley?
Of course, who doesn't?
Today I found what might be one of the most unique places I've ever seen. They live in capsules. Like, it's not a hotel. This is actually their homes. Let's jump right in and check it out. Here we go. Pretty excited to show this one. It is insanely affordable. We're gonna start by taking off our shoes. And this is what the area looks like first off. And here is the capsule that we get to take a look at today. That's it. This is what they rent out. This is the entire space right here. Full confession, usually surprises people. For all my time in Japan, I've never stayed at a capsule hotel once.
Now, if you looked at the ceiling correctly, yeah, you're right. You never seen those huge massive metal mesh racks that they have when you work at if you worked at it behind the kitchen as a dishwasher or a chef or whatever, and you see these massive racks? That's literally what they are. They converted a rack system, unit system, into an apartment. Now, like I said, these are extreme. I could never do this. I'd claustrophobic with trigger off like crazy. And here it's nothing, but in there, yeah. Oh, that's too much. But you have to understand, some people don't have that option. They don't have that option to be able to live in a big home or whatever. They don't have that option. These are people who don't have the option. But these spaces right here, these people work all the time. You know, they go out, they entertain, they have fun and so forth, and they go in, and this is what they have right here.
In my entire life. And wow, this is what the space is like. Now, there is more storage space spread throughout this place that I will show you later on. I think for the short term, I could probably imagine myself living here. My first ever apartment.
That's why I said this is the kind of stuff that I research on everything. I'm just interesting how people just live in different ways. This right here, let me see. Oh, this is a real nice one right here. This is another tiny home. Much smaller, way smaller than mine, but very, very nice. I love it how they put everything together. Everything's compact. And Jamie, if you notice, there's no piles of crap in the corner. You know why? Because it's very well organized. That's why. There's not a lot of stuff piled in corners and stuff. You know, you got stacks and boxes boxed up in corners. And again, as I told you before, that is a potential fire hazard, including the aerosol cans, paints you're making in there. And the fact you can't say you're not running a business out of there because you have an LLC attached to your apartment. So it clearly shows you are running a business out of your apartment. Look at these. These are absolutely amazing. Look at this one right here. Wow. Someone does like the cherry oak wood. They like the wood or pine wood. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it. Freaking love it. And these places are way small. 204 square feet. Dream home. Yeah, this is the big market, people. This is the big market. A lot of people are leaving their big homes and they're basically doing this. I think this one right here is absolutely awesome. Look at that. That's attached to their vehicle. So if you don't like the scenery, you don't like your neighbors, you just get up and go. I love that. He doesn't pay any taxes. There's no property taxes. There's nothing underneath him. The ground constantly moves. I guess Jamie probably thought, well, people don't live on boats. Yes, people live on boats too. It's called a houseboat. Houseboats. People live on just about everything. Everything you could possibly think of. Now, you know why we're getting a lot of emojis from Jamie, a lot of laugh out loud. Jamie does this. This is one of his telltales. When Jamie's nervous or Jamie feels that he's being belittled because, you know, he doesn't know much, this is his reaction. We've seen it happen dozens of times. Anytime we talk about his products, anytime we talk about him backing his products, stuff like that, we see him with these little emojis. This is what he does. This is what he does when he's wrong and he's done something stupid where he's messed up. But let's continue on. This right here are called houseboats. Now, keep in mind, Jamie, I know you put a lot of emojis in and you're laughing out loud. What are you laughing about? I'm right here. What I'm showing you is actually true. If I'm sitting there saying, hey, people live on boats and stuff like that, and it's not true, then I could see the reason for the emojis. How can you laugh at something that's right there? That's like somebody saying, hey, look at the sky. It's blue. And you start laughing, putting out emojis like, yeah, that's not real. That's blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't make you sound well educated. There are houseboats. People do live on them. People do live in shipping containers. People do live in what's that thing I just called? Water towers. People live in garages. Wikipedia has it down as an apartment garage. You just don't know how to crack books at the end of the day. That's the problem. You're like a 5-year-old kid. That's what you are. You just say anything and everything out of your mouth without even thinking. That's the problem. Oh, man, that's awesome right there. Look at that one right there. I'm going to share that in a few minutes. That's pretty cool. Oh, what the freak? Are you kidding me? Man, these are far. I remember houseboat when I was coming up with little square barge and you had your setup in it. And look at this. Tell me that's not freaking sick. You know where your swimming pool's at? It's everywhere. That's where your swimming pool is. They even have a swimming pool on top of the lake. That is freaking beast right there. I'm used to seeing this as a houseboat. That right there as a houseboat, but that is freaking wicked. What the freak? That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. People using your imagination and thinking outside the box. Thank God we got people like that. You know why? Because people like that allow other people to be able to use their imagination. Oh, shoot. They did it that way? Are you kidding me? Oh, I got to do it that way. And if they do it better than them, then that's impressive because then you got another. This is what I love about people who think outside the box. They're always taking something and they're always making it better. And you look at it and go, wow, that's pretty cool. And you feed off their idea and let's do it this way. And then somebody feeds off that idea and they do it that way. Yeah, that's what I love about that. But the naysayers, you know what they are at the end of the day. That's wrong. That's stupid. That's dumb. People don't do this. People don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. You guys have been around, like I said, since Harry Ford and the Model T. And you've been around since the Wright brothers. You've been around since William Penn. You've been around since any inventor on the face of the planet. You have been around spreading your freaking false nonsense, lies, and denial about what can't be done. If that was the case, we'd still be sitting in a stone age somewhere because you'd always have some naysayer come up and go, it can't be done. You can't live in a boat. Who the freak lives on a boat? That's just the stupidest thing I ever heard in my entire life. Who does that? A lot of people do that. A lot of people. Let's see. Luxury garage living. These are people who live with their cars. Did you know that? So they can't depart with the Bugatti, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, all those. They live with their vehicles. There you go. Look at this shit right here. Look at this. Look at the Lamborghinis he got behind the glass. Gee whiz. Ain't got a bike right there. Tell me that is not freaking sick. You talk about boss mode on a whole nother level. This guy's in his luxury garage. He's got 2 Lambos. I don't know what kind of bike that is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty very expensive. Right next to his freaking TV setup, all that. The whole 9 yards. Yeah, buddy. Hey, you don't know anything, Jamie. You just been under a rock for many, many years. You don't crack enough books. Oh, my goodness. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at this one right here. Woo! Man, that's beautiful. Yes, these are garages. This is a garage. These are luxury garages. These are people who love their cars so much that they live with those cars. And yes, there's a way for those cars to actually get out of that environment and take off. Man, that's freaking sick. Woo. Oh, my goodness. You know what I would do? Literally what I would do. Seriously, what I would do. This would be so cool. I don't know if someone's probably going to pick up off this idea. I don't care. I would have it, if I'm driving an expensive car, I would have my compartment look like a Matchbox car, like a Matchbox label. That's what like when you drive in, it would look just like a Matchbox like display from when you buy Matchbox cars. That's how it would look on an inside of the garage. When I park the vehicle, I'll be parking it inside of a case. That would be sick. Know where I got that idea? Look at this right here. Look at that up there. That is freaking sick. He's got it up on a hydraulic lift. I would have it like that where I drive in, but on the inside you wouldn't see it, but on the outside it would like I drove into a giant Matchbox package. Oh, that would be so sick. Someone please take that idea and do it, because that would be hot. I would love to see that. This is crazy. Wow, man, this is what I get so fascinated by this stuff. This is crazy. This is absolutely beautiful. You definitely are a car head. You're definitely a car head, you know. And who's going to be to touch your vehicle? You don't worry about your vehicle get robbed or towed or anything. It's in your freaking home. That's freaking hot. I love it. Let's go over here and let's look at these are luxury car garages. When you look at luxury, they're the ones that want to show the cars in there. Oh, that's freaking hard. And I'm pretty sure this is why the cars are behind glass and they're separate compartments, if you notice that. Because, oh, well, how's he getting the bike out of there? Well, he can just wheel the bike out of there. Because, again, when you start this car up, you're going to have carbon dioxide coming out of this. And I'm pretty sure they have a system in there that pretty much takes the carbon dioxide and probably filtrates it, pushes it through a filtering system, and basically pushes it out. I'm pretty sure they have that, because then you start that up and you would have all kinds of fumes through the place. So I'm pretty sure they thought of all that, because you'd be crazy. So right here, Jamie, so I can help you out, because again, I'm going to explain this to you again before I got to go. See right here, these are blueprints on how you can structure your garage from the start. From the ground up. You can build it yourself, or basically they have blueprints on how you can convert one basically into an apartment. So you can have a look at this. Next time you want to text me with dumb nonsense, at the end of the day, I would suggest you use that thing you have in your hand. It's called a cell phone. You go over to Google and you research this. That way you don't look like an idiot on YouTube. Let's go over and show you some things right here. See right here? These are blueprints for garages to convert them into homes. See right here? A little living area up top. I like that one right there. I think that's pretty hot right there, because I can put one of my screens up there. That'd be pretty cool. But that's what these are. These are blueprints. You can even go over to Amazon, and Amazon sells small homes. I actually looked at it. I was like, I wonder if Amazon sells a small home. They actually do. You can buy a motorcycle off Amazon. Yeah, you definitely can. This is pretty hot. Oh, somebody's got their bike and theirs. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, it's a big garage too. Look at that. That's gorgeous. He's got his bike in the back right here. This is what I'm talking about. And again, like I said, it's not an expensive structure to live in at all, period. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that door open up. Look how beautiful the scenery is out there. That is freaking beautiful. Yeah, this is why you wouldn't feel claustrophobic in one of these things, because you can just open up that door and boom. This is what I want to do. When I build, because before when I was thinking about building these small homes, you know, I want big windows, big doors that open up so I can see everything, just everything. That's what I want. And this is what I love about the garage, just having that door open up and seeing everything. I've been blessed because when I lift up my garage door, and I'll show you, I don't have another garage waiting for me. I don't have other cars out there. I literally have an entire country scenery to stare at. It is beautiful. And every once in a while, we do get deers that will come out. You'll see some deers on recording. So my camera's out there, you can watch, or even fly a drone out there. You can see how the area. It's a huge, massive park right across from me. It is absolutely great. When the sun hits, it hits the trees just right. It cascades. It's so beautiful. And that's one of the things I fell in love with when I first came down here. And I saw when he opened up, when I was walking around, I was like, wow, there's nothing back here. Like there's nobody parking anything back here. And then it's so quiet back there. And I saw deers. The first day I was out there, I saw deers. Like, there's deers out here? I think they're domestic because they come up pretty close. Like, wow, that's freaking crazy. You see gophers out there. You see some raccoons, other stuff, wildlife you see out there. And on top of that, he showed me around like how I can walk down. I'll put my camera on. I'll show you the walk around down there. It is amazing. They got a nice stream that pushes through. It's a beautiful park. It's a gorgeous park. So I've been blessed to have this place so I can look out and open up and see that. That's why I'm putting the portable deck out there. So that way I can go out there and sit and chill and watch the scenery, or I can just go out there and have a picnic, which we're going to do. We're going to do a portable screen setup with a battery pack unit, portable projector, portable screen, and we're going to have a movie night out in the park. It's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, I love this. I love how people have gone outside the box. And keep in mind, for each one of these individuals, I guarantee you, there was a naysayer in there carrying on and acting up, telling them at the end of the day, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're an idiot. No one lives in garages. Yeah, of course. No one lives in garage. I'm the only person in history who's ever lived in a garage. The only person. No one chooses to live in a garage instead of a home. Gee, I can imagine your freaking mind has got to be about that small. Even if it is, you don't know how to think outside the box, and it shows in your products. Your products are the same great products day in and day out. Nothing changes at all. Period. It's the same old mess. Changing a label is not the same thing as changing a product at all. Period. Wow, look at that. This is the before. This is the after. How the frick they get that in there? That's freaking, oh yeah, I know how they would build that. That's freaking cool. That's a pretty good sized garage. Now my work garage that I'm renting cost me $300 a month. Actually, I pay more for this place than the other place. But it's $300 a month. That's what it's costing me. It's enough room, 3-bay garage for me to run all my equipment. I can spray screens in there with ease. This is where I'm hiring the workers to come in and spray. We don't have to do anything in there. All I'm doing is just dropping tarp for the side walls. I already explained to the person what I'm using it for. Mine is commercial unit, so I can use it for that if I want. Guy has no problem. As long as I don't hit the walls or anything like that, we shouldn't have a problem. We're just going to coat everything in plastic tarp, seal up real nice with zip ties, hit the floor, and then basically start moving in racks, equipment, things that we need in order to operate a business. And of course, as for ventilation, there's a massive door attached to it. Also, I'm going to get a fan in there to pull some of the fumes out, but I don't think we're going to have that problem at all, period. Like I said, people coat and spray in garages all the time. That's what they use them for. Look at this right here. Look at the drywall job in this. Woo, nice. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. So what we're doing in here, as I said before, this main wall on this side takes in more noise than any other of the walls. So I'm still soundproofing this wall. So we're soundproofing it, and then once the soundproofing's done, I'm going to be dropping in some heavy soundproof blankets. These are really thick blankets. They'll be stapled into the works, and then once that's done, we'll put in the reflective siding, and then after that, we'll put in I bought heavy soundproof drywall. So I don't want anything coming in and out of that. As for Choo Choo Train, he comes through the garage door. So the garage door actually, I'm going to be redesigning that when we actually building a frame around it for the outside. And we're going to be putting around the strips of the door. They make actually soundproof stripping for your doors and corners and stuff. It'll be up around that. And then I'm going to be putting a soundproof curtain, which will basically block a lot of that sound. Not going to block all of it, which I don't mind because it doesn't bother me, but we're going to block majority of it. So as you can see, look how quiet it is in here. only thing you can hear run is my projector. How quiet it is. Do you know how much that's worth to me at the end of the day? Listen to that. Some days I just sit here and I just turn everything off and I just do this. Some people would pay so much money just to do that. You'd be surprised to not hear anything. This is why parents sometimes come home late. I don't blame you, but you know, you love your kids and all. This is why you come home late. This is why people sit in their cars. You wonder why you got a spouse or loved one sitting in a car and they're just haven't come in yet? Is because they don't want to come in, because they just need a couple minutes to just have quietness. They don't want to hear anybody at their job. They don't want to hear anybody on the road. They don't even want to hear your mouth when they come in the door. They don't want to hear the kids. They just want to sit in the car, eat something, and just chill. That's all they want to do. And you know what makes it worse? You going out there and disrupting their peace. That's what makes it worse. And this is how arguments break out. And when people start having decisions like, you know what? I can't deal with this no more. I definitely got to break away from this. I need that peace and quiet. I'm not getting it. Yep, there you go. And mind you, Jamie, when I had the houses, let me explain something to you. I got places big enough that I know that when I was in there with my ex, she could go someplace else. There is no way in the world I'm going to be in an environment with a woman, and sorry if I disrespect any women out there, but it's true. Even with the man, it's the same thing. The man or the woman, let's put it this way. You have to have places where they can go, where you can go, because if you're in the same area constantly in each other's faces, it's going to be constant conflict all the time. All the time. So that's why any place I got, I always made sure it was bigger than what we needed, because again, I had the workshop for the basement, and then she could go upstairs and she had her own gaming room. I always made sure she had her own gaming room separately to herself, to nobody else, so that way she can go in there and she can unwind, because you know, you're stressed at your job, and sometimes being around somebody else, they could cause you stress. You just need a place where you could be at where nobody is at except for you. Everybody needs that at the end of the day, everybody. Unfortunately, in your situation, you don't have that, because again, you always have something rotating in your area, because again, your area is it's beyond crowded. It is. If you're going to talk about the end of the day about a place smelling like animal feces, a person living with one cat is not going to do it. I have Taco, and Taco has kitty litter, which is kind of a multi cats. So that kills that altogether. You, on the other hand, is a little different. You have 2 cats and you have 2 dogs. And if your dogs aren't properly trained, those things will urinate just about everywhere. I used to raise pit bulls, so I know all this stuff at the end of the day. They will go just about anywhere. I don't want to get anybody upset who has dogs. Mine are properly trained. If your dog is trained to bark, that means you're going to be getting your fat behind up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take that dog outside. If you're not, guess where Sparky's going to go at the end of the day? He's going to go in your apartment. And I know, because I raised pit bulls. When my pit bulls would start barking, that means I had to get up out of my comfort of my bed and take the dog outside so the dog can go to the bathroom, so he could do what he was designed to do, what I trained him to do. On top of that, the amount of cat hair. You have tons of hair. This is just one joke in here. I had to put an air cleaner in its dip for him. An air cleaner to track down all the fur on him. You have all those animals in there. Mind you, when the process server came to there, he did say there was a stench from the environment. Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that. If you look at your place, you can see the mountains and piles of items just stacked in corner. Your apartment is over capacity. It's way over capacity. And then you have all those animals in there at the same time. And then with the shedding. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine how much hair. Because I've seen how much this guy sheds. And it's just him by himself. I just sat there and said on camera that I literally have to take my clothes and put them in vacuum sealed bags so Taco's hair doesn't transfer to them. So you have quite a few in there, quite a few animals in there. As a matter of fact, if you look at the door that when the process server took a picture of, you can see the matted cat hair and whatever it is around the door. That's literally how much hair is in there. That's extremely unsafe, very unsafe, very bad for the lungs. So yeah, your area is filthy. Now, when you see when I get done in here working, because I'm working, of course, I have tools and equipment and stuff all over the place, because, yeah, I'm in here working and building the place. When you see how my place is designed, you're not going to see any clutter in any corners, none of that nonsense. It's going to be nice and clean all the way around. There'll be compartments for me to put everything out. That's why I'm doing all this researching how people are utilizing these areas to actually put everything that they need. Also, I have a very large storage unit. Anything I don't want, I just throw it in there. That's where it's at. Things I don't need, but you have everything crammed into that one spot. And again, your apartment isn't that big as you claim it is, because again, my apartment, when I walk in through the front door, I had a hallway, a vestibule. I literally had to walk across the kitchen, which is bigger than your kitchen, and I had to walk into the next room, which would be the living room, and that room was 18 feet back from the wall. It was much bigger. Ceilings were much bigger. My apartment was much larger than yours. And that was just me and a cat. And you're in that small apartment with an entire family and a bunch of animals. Yeah, your place has a scent to it. I know from the door. And I know it has tons of hair in there. It has to have tons of hair. Look, man, if you put the same effort that you put into your business and you put into your home life, man, I'm pretty sure that place is in shambles, because you pretty much, everything you do, you don't really put an effort into it. You really don't. And on top of that, since you are running not projector map, you're running 3D printing equipment in an area that small, that stuff gives off a chemical gas that can make you sick, can mess with your lungs and stuff. Did you know that? Just because you're wearing a mask at the end of the day doesn't mean the other people in your family are wearing masks at the end of the day. That stuff is toxic. You have to have that in a well-ventilated area, and that area is not too ventilated at all, period. And if you do crack a door, that's where that goes at. Oh my goodness, this is freaking sick. Oh, see, I would do this, but we have the whatchamacallit, the arches. I do like that infinity ceiling though. Now, because I don't want to take away from the arches. I think somebody had that. See, this is how mine is. Mine has the arches to it. Before and after remodel garage. Oh, but I can get one of those hanging chairs. Yes, I can, because I got access to the ceiling. Look at that. See, his is like mine. So every time I'm in here, I'm always getting an idea. Where I got the idea to do the beams in black, someone did a garage, had all the beams in black, and had the wood strips in between. I was like, oh, that is freaking sick. I want that. So that's one thing I'm going to do. I am going to blast the ceiling. I mean, the garage ceiling. So I'm going to basically coat that with a stain. I'm going to stain that. Because that wood, that plywood, that's what's irking the daylights out of me right now. I'm going to do a nice cherry oak stain. I want that to match the floor. Because the floor, I'm not doing it like some people when they do a floor, they put in those big, huge sheets of what do you call it? Plywood. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm doing mine plank by plank by plank by plank by plank. Yeah, it's going to take forever, but that's what I'm doing it. Because when I do my floor, I want them individual hardwood floors. I want the real deal. I don't want to do all like, you know how heavy that's going to be at the end of the day to remove out of there. But anyway, I don't want the plywood, because when people do the plywood, then they put the tiles up there. I don't want the tiles. I want actual wood. I love wooden floors. That's something I didn't have in the other place. That depressed me too, not to have wooden floors. I can't stand. Oh, I forgot about it. You got carpet in your apartment, don't you? Oh, gee, wait, that's one thing. I hate carpet so much. If you basically have the ability to clean it and to get in those corners, that's what drives me crazy. You're about to hear me rant a little bit on this, because this is what really irks me. Dude, I couldn't imagine what is festering in the corners of your apartment. You have carpet in there. And cats, this is why I had all corners exposed in here. In any place I had Taco was at, all corners are exposed, because cats have a habit of, even though if they're trained for the litter box, they will still do weird stuff, especially if you have a female. Females like to spray. They will spray on just about everything. I had female cats. Well, I'm glad the cats are male. They will spray on everything. Even if they don't even, you can't even train them to spray to a box. Well, you can train them. You can train anything with a brain, but they will go and spray in the weirdest places, and you can smell that stuff. It has a really nasty smell to it. When they get heat, unless you got them suckers fixed, unless you did it that way. But other than that, yeah, cats will go in the weirdest places. They will kill things and hide rodents in the weirdest places, and you will smell this unearthly smell. Like, what the freak is that? Like, did we take out the trash? These suckers will kill things, and they will bury them in the weirdest places, in shoes and stuff like that, whatever, in your sofa cushions, stuff like that. But you have carpet, And that's the part that and that carpet's been there since you've been in that apartment. It's just, it's like you got all those piles. I'm not ranking on you to be nasty. I'm not. All right. Don't get me wrong. Don't take it the wrong way. I know you get offensive with it, but it's true. If you're going to talk about where I live at and what I'm doing, I'm converting my place. But I'm talking about where you've been living at forever. Yeah, that carpet has been there what? How long? God knows what's underneath of it. And then on top of that, those corners where you got piles and piles of items. What is going on in those corners, man? It's got to be all kinds of caked cat hair and God knows what's going on in those corners, man. And it's carpet. Carpet absorbs everything. It absorbs smell. It absorbs everything right into the carpet. It's just, that's why I hate carpet so much. Hard wooden floors. I love hard wooden floors. You just boop, 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 go over top of them to clean, buff them, whatever you got to do. That's it. You can see the dirt. When dirt hits on a hard wooden floor, you can actually see it. On carpet, no, it could be layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of dirt embedded all deep down into. I feel like the guy on Seinfeld. He talked about the glass. The guy, how lame for the glass on the end of the table. And how he said, "Hon, you got the whole entire table here. What did you just put it in the middle?" But no, you put it on the very end so it can just fall off and break into the floor. And then you got fragments of glass deep into the fibers and deep into the fibers. So one day you go upstairs and you come downstairs and you forget about these glass fibers in your freaking rug and you cut yourself and you die. You remember that episode right there? Oh my goodness, that's what it reminds me of. But that's why I don't like carpet. I can't stand it because it's just hidden secrets in there waiting for you. The only way you're really, and even if you have, people call themselves cleaning their carpets, you really can't clean your carpets. You actually bring in one of those real serious carpet machines and you will literally see how much filth and dirt just came out of your carpet. You're like, oh, because you really think you're cleaning it. You bring a professional in there, you buy one of those machines that really suck out all of that filth. You be like, gee whiz, yeah, you were walking around in all that filth. That stuff is, I don't like carpet. It's disgusting. I don't like it. That's me. Some people love it. I hate it. Shag carpeting was even worse. It was even worse, man. Even worse for embedded. But yeah, you living in that place with all that filth in there, man. And people drop things on the floor. Kids are going to drop things on the floor. It's a common thing that's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure you're not getting in those corners. You're not getting those corners. There's no way in the world that you're vacuuming. I'm just being honest with you here, man. Don't take this the wrong way. But you literally got so much clutter packed into those corners. You would have to remove all that clutter out of the corners, pile it up in the middle of the floor, and you would have to vacuum all the way around. You do know you have to go into furniture and all that stuff and get all that dirt up. Because if you're not, whatever's underneath of it is just filtering into God. It's growing, and bacteria is going into God knows what. Yeah, so he's not getting in those corners. What he's doing is he's doing the roundabout. He's doing basically, under the sofa, the middle carpet. That's basically about it. He's not getting in those corners because he can't get to the corners because there's so much stuff piled up in the corners. Sheesh, Jamie, you really want to go there? No, I'm not going to do that. I could go to one of your YouTube videos right now and I could pull up and show exactly how much clutter you have in your corners. Literally can show. But we're not going to go there. Anyway, we had fun talking about this. We got a chance to educate Jamie. Jamie came into the channel. He ranted as he always does, carrying on and acted up and screaming. He usually does. But next time you want to send me, that's Jamie calling me right now. Look, that's him calling me on a fake number. He is so upset. Look at you, so upset. What's wrong with you? Did I basically dig into your intelligent level and show that you have nothing to offer? You don't have anything to offer, Jamie. Next time you want to send me a text message to my phone thinking that this is going to upset me. No, it's just going to cause me to go on here and embarrass you. That's what's going to happen. You don't trigger me at the end of the day. I got to come on here. I got to educate you on how the world actually functions. And I got to dig into your personal life and I got to embarrass you. Look, answer it. That's him right there crying and carrying on. No, Jamie, I'm not going to answer it. You know why? Because I don't have time to talk to an adolescent. Look, man. You got the things that you got caught doing, the dumb stuff that you got caught doing. Why would I entertain having a conversation with you? Why would I waste my time? It's not worth my time. It's not worth my time to have a conversation with you. Look, man, you can't even honor your agreements. You're not a real businessman at the end of the day. Simply, all you had to do is process orders. We order something, ship it over. That's the end of it. We can't even go through that. We got to go through a freaking headache with you. Everything you do, everything you say out of your mouth, it's not the truth. So why would I sit here and waste my time having a conversation with somebody at the end of the day who just does nothing but schemes and robs and cheats people at the end of the day? You know what happened the last time you called my phone? What happened to you? What happened to you? The Network Grade 773 happened to you. For those you don't know, when Jamie went and ordered our 2.0, the only product he ever ordered, he calls my phone. He has me in a live stream. He wants to make sure I'm going to ship down the product. Why wouldn't I ship down the product? I ship everything out. Why wouldn't I ship it out? You got it with a signature confirmed, didn't you? You got it, right? Okay, then. So he calls me up thinking I'm him at the end of the day. I'm not you. I don't do what you do. And in that conversation, I figured, I got the opportunity to have him on the phone. I was like, well, look, dude, you don't have to contact me to buy the product. Just go to the website and buy it. I'm not like you. When I ship something out, I ship it out. It's coming to your house. So in that conversation, I thought, since I'm in live stream, might as well entertain this. So I asked him, I said, hey, have you done any demonstrations against the digital and crystal screen paint free products that I put out there for everybody? You know, you're supposed to do that demonstration, right? Of course, the video got deleted because he can't back it up. And then I said to him, I said, and did you do the Network Grade 773? In which he replied, yes, I did 2 videos. Those are the 2 videos that we found of him, one in the red hoodie, walking around, matching the house paint. And mind you, he was so proud of these videos. And the other one was another one with him off camera of him recording also too. Now, what happened to those videos? Well, after we found the videos, and basically, I don't know how anybody didn't see this. They were around for like 2 months. How could your followers not see that they were both matching? And we put it on blast. He removed the videos off his account. He deleted them off his account because he finally realized, and I'm pretty sure he went to other people and said, hey, do these look alike? And I'm pretty sure they said, yeah, they do look alike. And I'm pretty sure he became frustrated and angry because they didn't know what they were talking about. And he knew that there were 2 different screens, but yet he got rid of the videos. Interesting. So let me show you something. As I showed you before, I don't like to say things out of my mouth without basically, backing it up. You know how it works for me. So let's go pop over to our blacklist. We've already seen the videos already of him matching house paint. But what I want to show you is Jamie getting caught in the middle of a live stream hiding evidence. Now, mind you, this is a video he clearly made. Oh, for this is the screenshots. We put these on the forum sites. This is Network Grade and its product. Right there, and right there. All right, so let's go pop over to the video that went missing. Now, mind, there were 2 of these. So I said, okay, you did 2 videos? Like, yeah, all right, I'm going to check them out. So I go check them out and I go, oh my goodness, does this guy really post this? Is he blind? Is he not seeing that these are both the same screen? Yeah, eventually it kicked in and he deleted the videos. But it was too late. Damage was already done. Let me see, here we go. This right here is the second video. You'll see right here at the bottom, clearly where it states, there's CROW CINEMAX Mix versus SW Network Grade 773. At the time we were 38, right there. And now keep in mind, what's strange about this title is actually the same title that sits for the one with the red hoodie. But what he did was he removed the one with the red hoodie and put this one here instead. He tried to hide that video. It had 222 views. It was there for about 4 months. There's CROW's name right there. And at the bottom, you're going to find this very funny. It says, don't believe everything you hear. Then the video goes missing. So let's see what happened to the video. We're awful quiet, aren't we, Jamie? You're not running your mouth too much. So let's see what happened. Oh, you got rid of the video. He marked it private. Yes. There we go. There we go. There we go. So, again, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you're known for. You're known for cheating people, deleting information, evidence. This is what you're known for. Like I said, James, the difference between me and you is when you do stuff, you have no claim to back up anything about us. Nothing. When we come out here and talk about you, we can back everything up. Everything that comes from these lips, I can back it up. If I say you deleted videos, we got it. If I sit there and say that your product matches house paint, we got it. Anything. If I say your product's matching Google images, we got it. I can go to your site right now and I can pick up your, I bet you he hasn't changed. You can't change it. You literally can't change anything on the site because I sat there and said in the video, if he changes anything in the site, I'm smarter than him. You see the video right here where it says the Frankenstein mix? See where it says not? This is the original video. The one he has, he altered, and then he deleted every single video on the Frankenstein that said anything about ambient light. Man, Jamie, I'm such a scammer, as you said I am. How many PayPal claims did I lose versus you? I didn't lose any of them. Actually, I won every single one. Even the ones you filed against me, I won those too. Yeah, it's a hot mess, people. Let me see real quick. Here you go, Jamie. Let's just enlighten it all. Isn't this not you? Doing a demonstration. Network grade 773 is one of the videos that went missing. It's product matching a house paint on a 4K laser projector. Ooh, that's got to be a repeat. There you go. All right, let's move on. We've seen all that. And do you still sell these products on your website? Oh, yes, you do. Now, let me show you how unprofessional Jamie is. We're going to go over to his site. He's going to rant. He's going to carry on. He's going to curse. He does the whole thing. No, he does it all, period. So let's go over there and see the same energy we just saw here in the chat. Let's go over to his site. Oh, on top of that, the reason why we put the question mark there, people say, why do you put his name with the question mark? Because, again, Jamie, you call yourself a legitimate business. You don't have a legitimate LLC. You lied on your forms for your applying when you applied for the LLC. You claimed 5 months. Your business has been around longer than 5 months. You gotta stop lying on stuff, man. California search for LLC. So one plane, Secretary of State. Pull this up over here. This is where you go. Hit the search button right here. Anybody, you can go look this for yourself. He's missing some serious documents. Oh, he's still crying. So we know it hit pretty hard. The reason why we know it hit pretty hard, because when he reacts like this, when you see this kind of energy coming off of him, it means he's getting hit pretty hard. Either his customers, or I don't know if he has any left. I doubt if he has them. But there are people denying his products, whatever's going on. It could be arguments within the household, because again, he has a lot of some court issues coming up pretty soon. And your wife's going to know about this. She's going to know when these officers come to your front door. She's going to know about all of this. They're going to inform her why you're being arrested. And this is going to push her to file a divorce. Because what woman at the end of the day wants to be married to a child? Honestly, you jeopardize your household. You jeopardize you jeopardize everything because you don't want to listen. Let me see. I'm sorry. Let me get this done. I got to wear some stuff too. I forgot about that. I think it doesn't have the. I think if they had the whatchamacallit, you have to put the LLC in there just so you know. There you go. And you pop up right there. This is your address information, everywhere where you live at. Even your mailing address is going right back to your apartment. Now, under license inspection, you're not supposed to have this, especially under chemicals. Now, you can have this if you're selling other things like hoodies and t-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah, you can have that. But you're selling a chemical, which means you can't do that because your place is not zoned for it. Do you know that? Apartment's not zoned for chemicals. I can get you shut down today. I tried yesterday. I did. Everybody saw me on camera. I pulled away from it and I said, we got enough. We don't need any more. And then you contact me with this nonsense carrying on. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm making the call today. They'll be reaching out to your landlord very shortly. You can't run a business that involves chemicals in an apartment. Now, for anyone who wants to sit there and say, but you did it too? Actually, no, you never saw me mix anything on cameras, or LLCs are not even attached to the apartment in any way whatsoever. And also, too, to add with that, we had the products mixed somewhere else. We had the containers there for ship out. That's it. I never mixed anything in the property at all. As a matter of fact, I talked to the owner when I first came in because he asked me what I did for a living. And I told him what I did. He said, well, you can't mix or store that stuff there. And I said, yeah, I'm quite aware of that. We have someplace else, so we have it there, and I just ship it out from there. That's basically about it. So yeah, that's why I was there for 8 months without getting evicted, due to the fact that I basically talked to him about what I was doing. You, on the other hand, can't mix products in your apartment, especially with a 3D printing machine in there, where you have chemicals, aerosol cans, and then on top of that, your apartment is basically a fire hazard because you have stacks of boxes, containers, clothing, you name it, packed and piled in corners. You have too many pets for the environment, and too many people are living in that environment. Apartment was not made to have 4 people living in it. Now, if you want to get critical, I can get critical with you, Jamie. Easy, very easy. Here it is. Your license is expired. You haven't done anything at all. This right here, state of information due date. It's a documents that he needs basically for his business. He doesn't have them. Because Jamie went and he lied on his forms. What's this called? State of information due. What is state of information due? So state information due right here. Let's see right here, Jamie. Information is filed. Corporation active. Over a period of years, information offered. He doesn't understand anything what this means. Shareholders, parties, stuff like that. You got a DBA? But you don't even have a DBA. Do you have one? Might not even know what a DBA. Go look it up. Let's see. Who needs to file for one of these? It's a corporation liability. So right now, that whole liability, what you have, you don't even have it anymore, period. So his documents are missing. He doesn't have them. He's supposed to have them. They're supposed to be filed on that due date, and he never filed them at all, period. Now what happens? Well, James, some letters are being sent to his house. And those letters are requesting these documents. If he basically continues to ignore these documents, this statement that the documents are asking for, he's going to be fined. It could be penalties. It could be jail time. This is a very serious document. This is why you don't do things just to show off. You do things to know what you're doing, and that's what he did. State of information due date.
According to PA Department of State, PA, Gov, for all corporations, the deadline is June 30th of each year.
So mines are done. I got a lawyer. My lawyer takes care of all my stuff. As a matter of fact, when I went and got, that's why I showed you my side. It's in good keeping. I have an attorney take care of that. That's what I pay them to do. All right, so let's go over here and let's look up this right here. You see this little serial number right here? This is where you get more information. Now, right here, you can see this is his address right there. You can't get mad about that, Jamie. You can't say, oh, he's doxing me. No, it's not doxing you. If you put your address up there as a limit liability and it's up there for public domain so everybody can see it. Any company, any business, anyone can track you down. You have your mailing address. You have your address. This is you right here. So that's not basically doxing you at all. Go, please take me to court on that. I would love to see the reaction on that one. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't even make it to court. It wouldn't even make it. It wouldn't even. They have to go before someone to see whether or not it's worth taking to court. Because then anyone could take it to court for just about anything. It'd be like a Salem witch hunt. So no, that wouldn't even pass. Because like, okay, so where did he get your information from? He got it off the California State of Secretary of State. That's where he got it from. So what's it doing up there? It's under my LLC. So you made it public. Yeah, I made it public. Then you can't do anything about it. Nope. So let's go over here and let's look at this number right here. So if you back this number, you copy it and you go over to, this is a number right here you want to go to. This will give information on the company, on how long it's been around, stuff like that. So we're going to make a copy of this. Let's go that real quick. I need this right here. All right. We don't need all of that. That right there. That right there. And we'll go over to Google. That's the first thing will pop up. And we'll hit the search. This is you, Jamie. This is my search engine. I tell you, my search engine is pretty good. I tweet the crap out of that thing. Anything that I put about you will show up anywhere. The first page on YouTube. You know how people sit there and lie and sit there and say, if you pay all this extra money, you could be the first thing that pops up on YouTube, first on Google. Don't pay for that crap. You can do that yourself. Just have to know how to tweak your search engine optimizer. It runs right through Google. Do you know that? So when you got companies that will come in and try to scam you and say, hey, look, if you pay us a certain amount of dollars, we can make sure you're the first person that's seen on Google. You could do it yourself, literally. I would do a tutorial video on it, but Jamie will probably, no, he won't figure it out. Forget it. He will never figure it out. So this is what pops up. This is everything on Jamie. We come up before they come up. So this shows that his license is expired, that his company has been around, he said 5 months. This shows that the product, he's abusing his products. And keep in mind, when we get that product here, we will also show at the end of the day that it doesn't work. We're the only ones that will be doing a review on it because no one has it, because no one bought it. That's interesting, Jamie. As we look for reviews on this product, we don't see anybody with it. You know why no one has it? Because no one bought it. That's why. They saw what we posted and they avoided your shopping carts. Because we can't find any reviews on this product at all. Okay, let's go look in here. Okay, so this is what you want to go at the bottom because our videos are going to pop up first, so you know that. We're going to click on here. Now, see right here, this is where it has company information. This will tell everything that he put on that, well, not everything, but basically, you know, the bare minimum of what you need to know. It says company's age. Jamie, how long has your company been around? Because it says right here that your company's age is 5 months. And that's impossible because you got videos that date back farther than 5 months. So let me see right here for a minute. Let's go over to... Here we go. These are my receipts. What's the date on that receipt say? August the 13th of 2021, which means your business has been around longer than 5 months. Guess who's going to want to, guess what's going to happen? When you keep denying these documents that they're asking for, they're going to launch an investigation. This is one of the other problems he has. And they're going to start digging through his accounts. They're going to go where you make your money at, which is PayPal, and they're going to dig through PayPal, and they're going to find out your company's been around longer than 5 months. Now, see, the lie that you told them, if you had went in and said, hey, you know, here's the documents, blah, 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 backing everything up, you know, you put the information that they requested. It's not much, to tell you the truth. I called and asked about it. It's not much. But he doesn't have the knowledge to file the paperwork. So if you went in and did that, they just wouldn't have looked anything. They wouldn't found anything suspicious, and they just would have just left it alone. But they're constantly sending you out letters telling you, look, man, we need this information. We need this information. We need this information. This is not going to go away. They need the information. And what's going to happen, they're going to say, you know what, this is not going to work. We're going to have to find this guy because this guy is not listening to us. They're going to find you. And then they're going to start an investigation on exactly why these fines are being unattended to. And they're going to launch an investigation. They're going to find out you've been around longer than 5 months. This is not going to go well for you. So you got problems right there. These same receipts like this, there are dozens of where you sold these products to other individuals. They're going to look at those dates like, wait a minute, this is a receipt from freaking August the 16th? What the frick? Yeah, then you're really going to have some problems. You're going to have some people coming to your front door. I'm surprised you go to work. I really am. I'm surprised he goes to work because he's got people that are going to be meeting him very soon. And mind you, officers can come to your job and put handcuffs on you. That's really embarrassing. You better hope they get you at the home because if they get you, mind you, the post office mail fraud, you're going to have agents coming to you. So if they get you on your job or if they get you when you're out with your wife, there's a lot of explaining you're going to have to do to her at the end of the day on why you're in handcuffs and why you need bail money. She's going to say, what the freak did you do? Well, you remember that guy on YouTube, so-and-so and so, it's going back and forth with blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he filed a bunch of stuff on me, and I committed these crimes. Yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah, you're definitely in trouble. And what is she going to say? Well, she might just get rid of you. You know, who wants the headache? Who really wants the headache? If they haven't had that argument already. Who wants the headache? Who really wants the headache? And especially, oh man, When she finds out that we gave you an opportunity to walk away from it and you chose not to, woo, that's not going to go well. You can see he's writing Bible. He's writing books now. He's in here writing books. Dude, you do know all this stuff that you're writing in. I want you to know something. I'm not reading it at all, period. I'm not acknowledging it. Anyone who does business with me knows at the end of the day that when we have an open hot mic, I tell all my customers, don't apply to the hot mic, just leave it be. This is something I'm having a discussion with. You can reach me through email, whatever. That's how I do business with my customers. My customers don't come in and talk to me on hot mics. They don't. So I don't read any of that. So all this stuff you're writing in, I don't read it. I don't look at it. I'm looking at the screen. I'm not reading it. You don't see me stop, pause, and read. No, I'm not reading that. What would you have to say to me at the end of the day that would pretty much show me that you have a lack of intelligence? You literally just sent me a text message telling me that people, what normal person would live in a garage, and Wikipedia literally has an entire freaking article in there about garage living, and it's called an apartment garage. That's been around, that document, and what people have been doing before you were ever born, Jamie. And just to further that, to show you how lack of your freaking intelligence is, to show that not only did people choose to live in garages, but they made school buses. There's people who live in cars and the van life. There's people who live in water towers and shipping containers. There's people who live in tiny little homes. There's people who live in tree houses. That people will live where they want to live if that is their sole desire. Just because your mind is so small at the end of the day that you can't think outside the box, and you think that people have to live in these little tiny areas, which is this is the way your mind thinks. You do this is logical, only logical. No, buddy. People think outside the box. People are free will. They do what their heart desires. You can't do that because you're always worrying about what other people think, and therefore you are a prisoner within your own mind. You see how I talk compared to how you speak? It's called being educated. That's what it's called. You are a prisoner within your own mind. And how I proved that? I made one statement online. I said, if you change anything on that site, that means I'm smarter than you. And the fact that the word delivered has been sitting on your page misspelled for that long clearly shows you worry about what I think. There you go. Let me explain something to you, Jamie, about that theory right there, real quick. If I spell something incorrectly on my site, and you come in and say, hey, if you change that means I'm smarter than you, I don't care. I'm going to change it. I couldn't care less what you think at the end of the day. I would rather have you at the end of the day tease me for being an idiot than have 100 or 200 or 300 or 1,000 people come into my site, see the same mistake, and call me an idiot. See what I mean? And it doesn't bother me because I don't care what you say. It doesn't bother me. I come out here to expose you. That's what I do. So if you want to send me a text message and say something like that, I'm going to come out there and go, hey, look, this is how dumb this idiot is. He literally thinks at the end of the day that people don't choose to live in garages, that people don't choose to live in buses, that people don't choose to live in tree houses. There's even people who live underground. Would you believe that or not? Yes, people live in underground. I check all this stuff out. There's a guy who's actually supposed to be some nuclear physicist, something crazy he does. And he lives in this little tiny hobbit thing under the ground. It's crazy because people choose what their heart desires. You can't because you're always worried about what other people say. Therefore, you're a prisoner within your own mind. How does it feel to be that old and be that way? Let's look at something real quick before we go to the website. People living underground. People living underground. It's amazing. It's amazing. There's a person who went out and chiseled out a rock. Can you imagine that? They chiseled out a rock and they turned it into a luxury home. It's incredible. I freaking love it. You know, Jamie, explain something to you. And I'm going to be insulting here. This is going to hurt your feelings a little bit. You know, back in the day, Jamie, way back in the day, that people didn't have places that they can literally move into. If a man wanted to provide for his family, he had to build the establishment and therefore to set ground on his new adventures in life. He had to build the log cabin. He had to do it. You know what I mean? You, on the other hand, I can see you basically living in that era and basically starving to death because you're just too lazy to do anything. You really are. I mean, really are super lazy. I don't see that ever happening. Look at this. I find this. Oh, look at this. This is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me that's not crazy. Underground. Underground. That's great. Could I do underground? Nah, I'd have to have tons of light. I would have to have tons and tons of light in there. But yeah, that is. I think it's fascinating how people can just build something out of nothing. That's what I find fascinating about it. I love it. You know, there are people who basically, like I said, the fellow who started the whole crave on the Home Depot, living in those sheds, those sheds they have. And this man made good money. He made very good money. And I'm pretty sure his family's like, why would you live there? I mean, you make plenty of money, so and so and so. It's not about the money at the end of the day. It's about the passion to be able to do it, the challenge. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. That challenge and that passion for what you want at the end of the day. And you have to not care what other people think. And this is the perfect example what I tell you people at the end of the day. Something that you want to do, something that you want to try, and you're worried about what other people think, don't do that. Don't become a prisoner within your own mind. Don't worry about people like this at the end of the day. People like this are trapped. They can't do anything in life. They are trapped. They're too worried about what other people think. You have to think outside the box. Always think outside the box. You get one life, do it right. These people, when they get older, it's going to be nothing about the shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's all it's going to be. Let's go over real quick and let's look at, I'm going to choose them real quick. I found this fascinating too. This is a couple. Now, you know, New York City is crazy expensive. It's really crazy expensive. I follow this guy on YouTube, and now they're calling them tiny apartments, and they're charging like a ton of money for these suckers. Like these are like $4,000, $5,000 a month apartments. It's crazy. But now they're taking that whole tiny home kind of thing, and they're like, this is a compact kind of tiny luxury home and apartment. And yeah, they're charging a lot of money for a closet. Let's see. Living in a 200 square feet apartment. Here we go. I found this fascinating. So these people live in a 200 square feet apartment. Jamie, much smaller than yours. And look at the difference between what their place looks like. Mind you, there's only 2 people living in it. That's why I said your place is overcrowded.
Just imagine, you could be on a gelato run.
But I love how they got everything organized so well.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Welcome to my 200 square feet of lovable living space in New York City. I moved from a space in LA that was probably 3 times as big as this, so it really simplified my life. It's great because my
Moved from LA. Yeah, I told you, people left LA.
space is so small, I can literally...
That's anything wrong about LA. It's beautiful. I hope they get it back.
My laundry.
Honestly and truthfully, I hope they can restore California to its glory days, because California at one point was a very beautiful place, and it was a very beautiful place. When you got people in politics not doing things correctly, this is what happens, and then the people have to suffer for people up on higher ladders for the dumb stuff that they do. And unfortunately, everybody goes through that nonsense. We have to suffer for their mistakes, but I hope they get it back. I'm not saying anything bad about California. It's very beautiful places. I hope businesses go back. I would hope one day that, if things go well, I want to open up a business down there. It's very beautiful now, especially something near the beach would be really nice, especially for outdoor. It's a perfect place for our projection screens because, again, it's sunny 24 hours. I'm not saying 24 on the clock, but I'm saying it's always warm weather. It's perfect for selling outdoor technology. We would thrive down there like crazy. But they got to get that economy thing fixed down there first. San Francisco is another place that would be gorgeous to do business at. I would love to. But again, like I said, with the crisis and what's going on down there, it's not good. And I feel sorry for the people that are going through this. And I pray and I hope things get better for it. I really do. I really do. The reason why a lot of these businesses also too are leaving real quick is because of the homeless population has gotten really, really bad. You got people who have tents and all kinds of stuff right up against your business. No one's going to walk into your business. If you got a guy out there who needs some kind of mental help at the end of the day, he's out there cursing and carrying on. You fear for your family, you fear for yourself at the end of the day, and it drives people away from the business. And these people are losing money. They got rent to pay at the end of the day. They got kids that got to pay for college. They got car notes and bills and all that stuff. So they figure, look, if the city's not going to do anything about it, I got to leave. and they leave, and that's what happens. The homeless population is really out of control. Now, mind you, we have something like that in Philadelphia. It's in Kensington. If you've seen that before, they call that place Zombie Land. They don't do anything at all down there. Nothing at all. They just roam down there. And the majority of the stores that used to be open up down there are no longer there because that place has turned into literally zombie land. That's what they call it in Philadelphia. You're down in Kensington. So yeah, I know what that can cause at the end of the day. But if the city would take the time, get a nice drug rehab program, help these people out there, because these people need help, and get them cleaned up, get them sober, get them back into the system where they become working citizens and putting back into the very thing they're taken from, and stores can come back in, they can generate more revenue for the city. There you go. But they don't want to spend the money. You don't want to spend the money. You know what they spend the money on. So that's the problem.
I'm a composer, so this isn't just my home, it's also my workspace. So a big challenge for me was trying to fit a full 88-key keyboard in here, and that was a necessity. So I decided instead of having a big kitchen table, I would do this super cool fold-out console table and then push my keyboard against it. So when I have people over, I just pull that aside and I can take this table out and it sits 6 people, which is brilliant because I love to host people and I love to cook. Take you guys over to my desk space here. Again, this has to be a functioning space for me, so I just, get online and do all my work stuff and work on my compositions here. I mean, being creative is being creative. It's seeing the big picture. And a lot of that is why I love living in a space and decorating a space. Just seeing everything, not in its place in a crazy way, but just, oh yeah, that looks good there. Oh yeah, look at this, look at the sun shining through the trees that way. That's so beautiful. And I want to see that come out in my music. And that's just how I want to live life, literally just walking around like that.
I love this. I love this so much. You see how she talked? How much freedom she had? I love that. People aren't, James, you understand, people are not, some people are forced. They are forced in that situation. And some people choose. And for you to sit there and say in a text message saying that no one chooses to live that way, yeah, there are a lot of people who choose to live that way. That's why you have all these documentaries and everything about people who are basically documenting their life on things that they chose. There's a fellow called, if I can remember his name, Golden Sean, I think Farms. Yeah, this guy made serious money, extremely good money. He's a corporate boy, made very good money. And he decided one day, he's like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I'm gonna go get me a farm. And he packed up and got himself a farm, and now you see him on there. We're wearing his farm boots and, working in manure and animals and all that stuff. And he gave up a job where he had suits and ties and nice cars and all that because he wasn't happy there. He was happy and he wanted a farm, and that's what he got. And as people probably prosecute him, like, yeah, you're dumb. You gave all that up for this? Yeah, because I'm happy, man. You only get one life. That's it. I like the tiny homes. I love them. I've talked about it when I was on my YouTube videos, when I was in the big house. I said, one day I'm going to get myself something small that I can work with my hands. Something I can walk in and I can build with my own hands and put it all together and document it as I do it and do more as I go along. I enjoy this. So, Jamie, I know you want to slander me. I know you want to basically give me shame. I know you want me to be embarrassed at the end of the day, but you can't take that. You can't give that to me at all, period. I'm happy with my decision 100%. And the fact that I have to sit here and explain this to you shows you how obsessed you are with my life. And it's sad. You should be testing products, working on products, doing something productive instead of coming out here and sending me text messages at 7 o'clock in the morning, which God knows why you're up like that, doing dumb stuff like that, and doing something positive with your life. I feel sorry that you're like this, man. There's something wrong with you. There's definitely something wrong with you. With all the information that I've compiled down through time, when we go to civil court, will suggest to the judge that you do need some form of psychiatric evaluation because you do have some problems there. Let's go to your website real quick, and I'm going to tie this up because I got some things I want to take care of today. Let me see. You're going to pop over to the website. Keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of ranting. There's going to be a lot of ranting because that's what he does. So just let him rant. That's what he does. Let's go here. Bum, 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 bum. Let me see. Let's see. All right, let's go over here. We're gonna pop over to the shop. Just gotta dig up one thing, that's all. And he's ranting. That's him ranting. Let's go over here and let's pull up this mess right here. We don't even know what this stuff is at all. Now, remember I told him he couldn't change anything in here, because if he did, that makes me smarter than him. So he added some more stuff in here. Look at this. Look, he took our policy. I told you Jamie is freaking no, he took our policy. This is our policy right here. That's how sad he is. Snail mail, that's us. We actually invented that. So all he did was just copy and paste off my site. Isn't that sad? I told you, he's jealous. He's constantly stalking us. So he copied and pasted off our page right here, because Jamie can't design his own. So this is what we have on our page right here. Wow, Jamie, that's pretty sad. You know, it's funny. Every time we come in here, you're always doing something interesting. So basically, you can't design your own specification sheet. So you went in and you took our specification sheet and added it for yours. The only problem is that technology and specification sheets are designed for black screens, not gray. It picks up a 100% contrast. I told you the guy is pretty sad. Let's go over here. Because keep in mind, it doesn't bother me if you take it. The problem is that you're going to have to back up everything that's in the specification sheet, and you can't do it. So let's go over here and let's see. Now, since we're going to buy your product, we'll just basically put it under the same test we put our products through. See if it does the exact same thing. But that's pretty sad that you actually stole our specification sheet. You're that desperate, basically, to have a product that people will take. Wow, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. But let's go over here and let's grab that real quick. All right, so this is ours right here. We even have a video we talk about our snail mail policy right there. So let's go over here and let's see. All right, this is our policy sheet right here, as you can see. Oh, did you copy and paste our links too? Because you know we have links for all our videos and stuff. But right here, yeah, Jamie copies all our stuff. At the end of the day, I told you, Jamie's been copying our stuff since way back when we first started with Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. He was going into our website and he going to our YouTube channel, and he was watching our videos, and he was doing our same demonstrations as Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. So he went in and just copied our specification sheet. Jamie, let me tell you something. This is where this makes you look really bad. I know you feel like this is like hurting me at the end of the day. Why would I? We can back this up. This is our specification sheet. We designed it. We tested to get that sheet. You, on the other hand, looks pretty bad for you. You have to understand. Look at the big picture here. You're doing this to insult me, but you're hurting your business. That's what you're doing. Because what customers are seeing now, that you can't design your own specification sheet, so you're stealing information from other people to make it sound like this is your product. And this is going to make people even more stay away from your product altogether. So let's see what he put in there. Let's see. All right, let me see. Embrace it. Let's see. Yeah, he copied everything off us. Wow, dude, that's pretty sad. That is pretty sad. You really want to be my product that bad? Really? And then he basically put in his gunmetal in there. That's what he did. And he copied our specification sheet and just put his top right here. This is what he has at the top. He changed that to 3,000 lumens. Look at this. That's sad. So Jamie can't think of his own specification sheet. He can't think of his own shipping policies, none of that. He stole our information so that way he can sound more, what's the word for it? He can sound more, his page sounds like it sounds more legit. Wow, that's pretty bad. That is pretty sad. That is, I told you, I can't make this up. I told you, he steals information from us because Jamie doesn't know what he's doing at the end of the day. He literally has to take from us. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Wow. What? I'm honored. I'm honored at the end of the day that you basically are using my proper spelling and basically knowledge in home theater projection that you need to steal from us in order to make your page seem like it's more legit. That's pretty sad. That's a very sad jump, Jamie. Very sad. Oh, you definitely know I'm going to do a video on this. I have to. I've definitely got to document this. This is another diamond in the rough right there. Got to. Let's look at this SKU number right here. Let's have a look at this real quick. So this shows you his product. It's not even attached to his product. That's his number right there. Let's click on that and show you what we got. So let me get this straight. You went in, you took our shipping information, you took a parts of our specification sheet and worded your own stuff in it. This shows you how lazy Jamie is. But you never changed the SKU. You never changed any of that at all, period, showing you that what your product is and where your product is on your what do you call it? What's it for? It's for inventory. It's still the same. This is literally the same. So people click on this. This doesn't show inventory for your screen paint. It shows inventory for a hoodie. That's pretty bad. All right. Now he changes over to 3000. He said right here, best works with high lumen projectors of 3000. Why did you go down? You had it at 35, but you go down at 3000. 3000 is not a high lumen projector at all, period. 3000 is pretty much mediocre. That's not really high at the end of the day. High lumen, you said venue? There's no 3000 venue projectors. Those are really, really super old. You're talking about 4000, 5000. Even 4,000 now is not considered to be venue because now you can get projectors at 4,000. 3,000 is not high lumens. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty sad. This guy actually, and dude, the funny thing about it, you do know this is a runoff on a sentence you have here. When you copy this, you're supposed to put the spaces. This is supposed to be down here. So what you did was you copied and pasted everything, stuck it to here. This is all supposed to be separated. This is not supposed to be all, gee whiz Louise, look at this. He's got it all running together. You didn't even take the time to go in and space it. This is all space. This is all different compartments. See where it says snail mail? See it all runs in together? Gee whiz. Gee whiz. There's separate policies. See those bold letters right here? These are the separate policies for each policy we have here. That's why they have those bold letters up there like that. So they separate. You've got everything running together. Oh my goodness, that's pretty sad. So we know from the door, people, why our products are number one. We know why our products are the best because we have other people that will copy our specification sheets in order to make their products look noticeable. In order for people to buy their products, they have to copy from us. So if we're scammers at the end of the day, why is everybody copying us? That tells you right there. Why is everybody copying us? If we're the ones at the end of the day who have the bad products, our products are trash, our products are garbage, why is everybody copying us? That's right there. That's proof right there. Jamie just copied our specification sheet. That means he wants to be us so badly that he's literally going and copy our specification sheet and put his products in there. That's pretty bad. You know I'm going to take that right there. I've got that on you now. We clearly all can see how badly you want to be me at the end of the day. You literally copied my specification sheet. Even my shipping policies you copied. What does a snail mail policy stand for? He doesn't even know. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. How does this even work? How do you have, let's see, you have here where you have, let me see, shipping policy. We have here delivery time 2 to 3 business days, shipping time, all orders. And mind you, we have a copy of this on our main shipping page too, also too. Let me see what we have here. He couldn't write on this, so like I said, he doesn't know anything. He literally copied your shipping information. Wow. I'm definitely going to make a video that you know it's coming. I got to. This guy literally ripped off our entire page. So you have all this on here for the shipping policy. I'm curious. Let me see some right here. Let's see. He took out black because our screens are black, so he had to take that out. He put gunmetal instead in the spot. See right here? He put gunmetal. So you know what this shows, and Jamie, this doesn't bother me. This is actually great. Thank you so much. I couldn't appreciate this. Thank you so much. This clearly tells, when I tell people at the end of the day that this guy is jealous of my work and that he will copy everything that we do, we can't get any better than this. We literally can't get any better than this. This guy is so obsessed with me at the end of the day. He wants to be our product at the end of the day. He literally took our majority of our specification sheet and put it in for his product. He didn't make his own at all, period. That shows you that we're the big dogs. And this is why you buy from us. You don't buy from him. Well, if anyone, no one's buying from him anyway. Let me see. Now here he has right here. He says right here, the snail mail policy. Man, you have to keep up with that snail mail policy right there. You're going to have to follow that through because customers will actually expect that. You have to ship out a new product on that because that's one of our product snail mail policies. If a package is dragging, you have to basically go in and send another one. Let's see. This is right here. And yeah, he copied that right there. We said basically we only ship by United States Postal Service. Only any other carrier outside, you would pay for that. He couldn't think of that himself. Because again, like I said, he doesn't know how to make these policies. Let's see. So that, yeah, and yeah, God is amazing. Everybody knows that's us. Everybody. That we use that in every single thing. It's our signature for every video, every demonstration. We put in God is amazing. Boy, you're dirt boy at the end of the day. I mean, it's funny to watch because it shows we're right. You are jealous of my work, and you basically look up to us. In a way, he kind of looks up to us, but he's kind of upset because he can't be us. But it's funny because you have that there, but he still has the same policy in here. Look, it's the same policy: returns and refund policy. Once the product was delivered, not spelled right, no returns or refunds, only exchange for a different mix if the container wasn't open. So how in the world would that apply to the snail mail policy? How would that apply to the snail mail policy? Because the snail mail policy basically states that if the product is dragging, if it hasn't been shipped, whatever, you know, it doesn't add up, Jamie. You have two different policies here that don't make any sense. You have one stating that if it lands on the property, you're not getting your money. If you open it, not getting your money. But our policy doesn't have that in there. So how is that even working? All right, we gotta come back in. We gotta talk about this. How Jamie ripped off our specification sheet. And you know what? When your product gets here, I can test it under our specification sheet now. That's not going to go well, which means you're going to have to pull up a 100% black level now, because that's what ours does. Oh, we got to talk about this. We definitely got to talk about this. This guy ripped off our specification sheet because he can't make his own. Gee whiz, that shows you at the end of the day, Jamie, you do look up to my product. Come on, man, just admit it. You look up to my products. You do. You want to be us at the end of the day. You're taking our stuff at the end of the day. You're ripping us off. So you want to be me so badly that you're willing to take from me at the end of the day. I would never take anything from anyone's page at all, period. No, I got my own stuff. But you, on the other hand, you want to be me that badly. Oh, man, I'm definitely going to dig into this. You know, I got to dig into this. I'm going to waste a little time, but I got to dig into this. This is an opportunity I can't miss. Got to go. We'll be back. We got to definitely talk about this. Got to go. God bless. Oh,